Hi, dear students. Welcome back to our series of Science and Technology, Standard 9, Chapter number 2, Work and Energy, Lecture number 4. Let us continue with a quick review of whatever we studied till now in this chapter. In the first lecture of Work and Energy, we studied the definition of work, the formula for work done, which was force into displacement. Work done was force into displacement. And if the force was inclined to the horizontal at the time, work was is equal to Fs cos theta, where f cos theta was the horizontal component of the inclined force. In the lecture number 2, we studied the positive, negative and zero work done conditions. We also studied the unit of work, which was joule and erg, and the relationship between the two. In the lecture 3, we studied the concept of energy, its unit, the different forms of energy like kinetic energy, potential energy, the derivations. The kinetic energy, it was half mv square. For potential energy, it was mgh, and few examples related to this formulas of kinetic energy and potential energy. In the today's lecture, which is lecture number 4, we will study about the transformation of energy, laws of conservation of energy and free fall. This is a very important concept of this chapter. I request student to listen carefully to the lecture. These are the two questions which you have to try yourself based on work done and kinetic energy formula. These two questions are based on the previous lectures. So the hint for the first question is work done. You have to calculate. For that you need the formula for work done, which is simple force into displacement. For the second question, there are two velocities given over here. So carefully read the question. Two velocities are given. I'll give you the hint that you have to solve it with the formula of kinetic energy. Kinetic energy initially, kinetic energy final. But do take care about the units and solve the question. That is only the hint I will give. I request you to solve it and match your answers with the answers given over here. Any doubt, do mention in the comment section. Please students, try to solve it yourselves. Transformation of energy. The word transformation means changing from one form to another form. We know what is energy. Energy, it is a capacity to do work. It is a capacity to do work. We have studied the different forms of energy in the previous lecture, like heat energy, chemical energy, electrical energy, sound energy, mechanical energy, etc. For the different type of application, we have different form of energy. And that transformation word says that the energy is transformed from one form to another form. For example, for a stretched pipe. For stretching a pipe, you require some pressure. Fast moving car have got the speed because of the fuel in it and because of the mechanical parts which are working in it. So there is mechanical energy provided, so the reason you got a speed. Then the cracker exploded in Diwali. You know what is filled inside the cracker? It is, in Hindi we call it as a barut, in English we call it as a gunpowder. Gunpowder is filled inside the cracker. The gunpowder is nothing but itself a chemical. So the chemical energy inside the cracker, when the cracker get exploded, the chemical energy get converted into light, sound and heat. This says that energy can be transformed from one type to another type. I'll give you my own example. One, like wind turbine. The wind turbine moves because of the wind energy, and that wind energy is then collected through the wind turbine into the form of electrical energy, and that electrical energy is being supplied at our home for using the home appliances. For example, if we use fan, at the time that electrical energy is back converted into air. You get wind from the fan, so the wind energy itself get converted into electrical energy, then electrical energy again convert. If we use a bulb, we get light. If you use a fan, you get air, etc. If you use a heater, at the time you will get a heat. Another example is of the solar panel. In solar panel, we collect the solar energy, and that solar energy is being converted into electrical energy again, like photovoltaic cell, and we use that electrical energy to run our home appliances. So again, here the heat energy of the sun, the solar energy of the sun is getting converted into electrical energy. So the energy is converted from one form to another form. That we have to understand. See the example, there are many more examples in our day-to-day life. In your textbook, there is one small diagram for explanation of transformation of energy. See, the mechanical energy is converted into electrical energy by the generator. Generator run because of the electrical energy. So you use electrical energy to run this mechanical device generator. Generator is a mechanical device. And if you run that mechanical device generator with the help of the electrical energy, that mechanical device back gives you the electrical energy. So the energy is converted from one form to another form here. Mechanical to electrical, back from electrical to mechanical. Now this electrical energy is being used at our home in the heater. So electrical energy, when we give supply to the heater, electrical supply to the heater, at that time you get the heat energy, then your water get warm or your food get cooked. That heat energy is back converted into electrical energy using a thermocouple. It is again a device which converts the heat into electrical energy. The electrical energy is converted into chemical energy, and the chemical energy is back converted into electrical energy for a primary cell and the secondary cell. Okay, in the primary cell, that is your cell which we are using, like batteries which we are using, in that chemical is stored. That chemical energy, the DC batteries in your torch, in that chemical is stored. That chemical energy is converted into electrical energy, correct? And that electrical energy is back converted into chemical energy for the secondary cell, which is called as a secondary cell. In electrical lamp, you require electricity to run the lamp, you get light. And in the solar cell, you use the light energy to get converted into electrical energy. In a loudspeaker, for a loudspeaker you have to give the supply. At that time you use electrical energy, and what you get sound. When you use a microphone, at that time you give the input as a sound, and that sound is being transferred to the other person sitting at a distance. Through the microphone, he will receive the sound energy in the form of electrical energy, and then he can hear that sound. So these are the example of transformation of energy. It's a very simple example. You have to read those examples, how the energy get converted from one form to another form. Law of conservation of energy. This is very, very important because you are going to use this laws of conversion of energy in your future 10th, 11th class as well. Energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. It can be converted from one form to another form. Thus, the total amount of energy in the universe always remains constant. This is the law of conservation of energy. Energy can neither be created, it is already present in the universe, it cannot be destroyed as well. It gets converted from one form to another form, like we have seen here, mechanical to electrical, electrical to mechanical. It just keep on rolling and rolling, from one form to another form. It will never get destroyed. Like I gave you example of the solar panel and the windmill. In wind turbine, the wind get converted into electrical form, then again get converted into light, heat, wind, like that. And in solar panel, solar energy get converted into electrical energy, and then again we use that electrical energy for running the fans, for tube lights, for heater, for geyser, etc. So energy is just getting converted from one form to another form. This is a very important law which all the students should remember for your exams. See, there is an example of a coupled oscillator for law of conservation of energy. You have to see that here the coupled oscillator has two threads, and to those threads nuts are connected. That means they have made a setup of two pendulums of same length with the help of a thread and two nuts. You have to tie another thread in the horizontal position. There is one thread here, okay, there is one thread here, and you have to tie another thread in the horizontal position. This you have to tie the thread, one thread in the horizontal position, tie the two pendulums to this horizontal thread in such a way that they should not hit each other while swinging. Now swing one of the pendulum, you have to swing one of the pendulum and observe what do you see here. Just you have to push this, you have to swing this. What will happen? Through this thread, the motion of this pendulum will pass and this thread will also move. Though you have not touched this thread at all, not even this pendulum is touching this thread, still because of the motion, because of the swing applied to this thread will start moving. You will see that as the speed of the oscillation of the pendulum slowly decreases, the second pendulum, which was initially stationary, which we did not give any swing, begin to swing. Thus, one pendulum transfer its energy to the other. So, this is what transformation of energy or law of conservation of energy. Energy is being transferred from one pendulum to another pendulum. So, this was a simple concept of law of conservation of energy. Now, we are going to move to free fall. Here, there is a diagram given over here. There are 3 points over here. We have to calculate the points at each point. If we release an object from a height, your object is at this position. If you release an object from a height, it gets pulled downwards toward the earth because of the gravitational pull. An object which fall solely under the influence of the gravitational force is said to be free fall or to be freely falling body. Free fall is a downward motion under the influence of the gravity. In other words, when the only force acting on an object is gravity, the object is said to be in free fall. All objects in the free fall accelerate at the same rate, regardless of their mass. Whatever be the mass of the object, all the object will be pulled towards the earth with the same acceleration. So in the case of a free fall of an object, the total amount of energy in any case remain constant. At any point, you will get the same amount of energy. That is the concept of a free fall. Here also you will get the same energy of that object. Here also you will get the same energy. Here also you will get the same energy. So we have to, in this free fall, we have to calculate those energy at any given point. Here we have 3 points A, B, C. In these 3 points, we have an object as shown in the figure. The point A is the height h from the ground. There is a height h from the ground. The point A is at. There is a point B which is at a distance x vertically from below the A. There is a point C on the ground directly below A and B, and that point C is at a distance h from the ground, and the distance between the B and C is h minus x. So we have to calculate the energy of the object released from point A. We have to calculate the energies at point A, at point B, and at point C. See, you have a simple derivation. When the object is stationary at point A, its initial velocity is 0. Yeah, because you are holding it here. You are holding the object here. At that time, the object is not under motion. It is not having any velocity. At that time, its initial velocity is 0. You have to calculate the energy there. So there are 2 forms of energy present in an object, that is kinetic energy because of its virtue of its motion, and because of the virtue of its position, there is a potential energy. So one is kinetic energy, which is half mv square. And since velocity here, there is only initial velocity, there is no final velocity, so we will take half mu square. So u is 0. At the time your kinetic energy becomes 0, and potential energy formula is mgh. So total energy mgh, why? Because h is the height from the ground level. So total energy will be kinetic energy plus potential energy. 0 plus mgs, it is mgh. So at point A, the energy of the object at point A is mgh. Now the second point, at point B, we have to calculate the energy. Let the velocity of the object be vb when it reaches point B, okay, having fallen through a distance x. Okay, now here the initial velocity will be 0, and there will be some final velocity of the ball at point B. Okay, so u is 0, s is the distance traveled by the ball, it is x, and a, it is gravity, acceleration due to gravity. So by using the Newton's equation of motion, kinematical equation, third kinematical equation, which was v square is equal to u square plus 2as, we term that the velocity of the ball of the object at B, it is vb. So vb square is equal to 0. Why? Because initial velocity will be 0. 2as is, a is acceleration due to gravity, s is the distance covered, which is x. So vb square becomes 2gx. So kinetic energy, which is half mvb square, you will get half m into 2gx written over here. So kinetic energy is equal to this 2 and this 2 will get cancelled. This 2 and this 2 will get cancelled. At the time you will get mgx. So height of the object at B, it is h minus x from the ground level, because if it has travelled the travel distance we should take for kinetic energy, and for potential energy we should take the height from the ground level. So it is at a height h minus x from the ground level, and we know that formula for potential energy is mgh. So height here is from the ground level is h minus x, so you have taken mgh minus x. So it will become, open the bracket, mgh minus mgx, and total energy is equal to kinetic energy plus potential energy. Kinetic energy is mgx plus mgh minus mgx. So mgx get cancelled and you get mgh. See equation number 2, you get mgh. So total energy at point B is also mg, it is mgh. Okay, now point number 3, the velocity of object B, vc, when it reaches the ground near the point C. So it has traveled the distance h. So for kinetic energy, we will take kinetic energy is equal to half mvc square when it has traveled the distance h. Okay, so here using the kinematic equation, third kinematic equation, b square is equal to u square plus 2as. Again we have initial velocity as 0, distance traveled is h, and a is acceleration due to gravity. Substitute the value in the third kinematical equation, you will get vc square is equal to 2gh. So kinetic energy is equal to half mvc square. Half mvc square value is 2gh. Substituted here, again the 2 and 2 will get cancelled and you will get mgh. And now calculate the potential energy. Potential energy is mgh we know, and the distance from the ground or at point C is 0. Okay, so mgh, h is 0, so you will get potential energy as 0. Total energy will be kinetic energy plus potential energy. Kinetic energy is mgh plus 0, it comes out to be mgh. So at point C also you have mgh energy. So from equation 1 at point A, mgh. Equation 2 at point B, it is mgh. Equation number 3 at point C, it is mgh. From equation 1, 2 and 3, we see that the total energy of the object is same at every point. This is the concept of a free fall. In free fall, whenever the body is falling freely, solely under the influence of a gravitational force of the earth, the energy at any given point, whether it may be at this point, this point, this point, this point, this point, irrespective of the mass of the object, the value of the total energy inside the object will remain the same, and it will be the addition of the kinetic energy and potential energy. On reaching the ground, point C, all the potential energy get converted to kinetic energy. See here it is the total energy is only kinetic energy. On reaching the ground, it is only because potential energy is 0. Kinetic energy is mgh. So on reaching the ground, the total potential energy at A get converted into kinetic energy. Here at point A, it is only potential energy. See, kinetic energy is 0, potential energy is mgh. So at point A, the total energy inside the object is only potential energy, mgh, and at point C, the total energy inside the object is only kinetic energy, potential energy is 0. So the potential energy get converted to kinetic energy completely. Here entire thing is potential energy, here entire thing is kinetic energy. That you should know. At start it is completely potential energy. At last the entire potential energy get converted into kinetic energy. So total energy always remains constant. It is always mgh, mgh, mgh in at all the 3 points. In short, what we have studied today, we have studied the transformation of energy, the change of energy from one form to another form. Law of conservation of energy, that is, energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. It can be converted from one form to another form. The total amount of energy in the universe always remains constant. It will never change. Okay, it will never change. Then total energy during the free fall always remains constant. That is the mgh, which we saw in the previous example of free fall. It will always remain constant. That is it we have studied today. So students, you should not forget that you have to solve the try yourselves question, match the answers with the answer given over here, It's very simple. This one is based on the formula of work done, force into displacement, and here I gave you the clue that you have to solve it with the formula of kinetic energy. Kinetic energy, whatever the answer you will get, that will be in terms of the work done. Okay, solve these two questions, and in the next lecture we are going to proceed with the concept of power. It's very simple concept, very less time it will take, and we are going to see what all questions are there in an exercise as well. And you should be able to solve those questions. If there is any doubts, keep solving it one after the other as soon as you complete with the lecture, and do mention in the comment section if there is any doubt. Those doubts will be surely referred and solved by me. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe.